All right, thank you everyone for joining this Sodaclick COLA Bundle training session. Super excited to take you through the entire journey. We have a quick presentation we'll go through, and then we'll go through the actual platform which everyone's been waiting to run through. So let me quickly share my screen. And cool. So COLA stands for Create On Demand Launch Anywhere. Partnership with Chrome OS, GTech, of course, Sodaclick, and VSync. So this is essentially the agenda. What we'll introduction, and then we'll have GTech kind of running through the Chrome OS benefits and the overview of Chrome OS dashboard. We'll run through a walkthrough and give you a live demo. Discuss some use cases that we've done in the past with the Sodaclick COLA platform. We'll open for Q&A, and then we'll discuss next steps. So the current market problems with digital signage in digital signage industry are a lot of the times it's super complex and it's hard to manage. It costs too much time and money for experts to try and set up these systems. It's high cost. A lot of platforms, they just give you a basic CMS and they charge you extra for content, for designs, for all additional features. Essentially, with Sodaclick, it's one price, includes everything built in. Fragmented solutions, most of the time you don't get a CMS and a content platform. You have to look somewhere else to get your content. You have to look somewhere else for a CMS. So Sodaclick's COLA platform incorporates everything in one. And limited flexibility. It's not a drag and drop editor. Sometimes we go on and it's like a video, you create a video, it's not dynamic. You can't add dynamic elements into your content. So that's where Sodaclick really takes forward and helps users to add dynamic content to their screens, essentially. So there's three COLA bundles. COLA Uno, powered by an Acer Chromebox Mini, which supports up to 2 screens, and obviously a choice of ViewSonic screens from 43 inches all the way up to 98 inches. COLA Trio, powered by Acer's Chromebox 5i3, is a 3-screen player. And then we have the COLA Pro, which is an Acer's Chromebox 5i5 version with up to 4-screen support. And obviously all of these come with the choice of ViewSonic screen, 43 inches to 98 inches. So I'll pass over to GTech now to run through Chrome OS benefits and the dashboard itself.
Hello, I'm Jason, technical support here at GTech. GTech are one of Google's premier partners, and what we don't know about Google, you could fit on the back of your hand. Before we dive into the Google Admin Console, let me tell you some of the benefits of Chrome OS. Chrome OS is secure, reliable, and sustainable. First, we'll start with what is Chrome OS. Chrome OS is an easy-to-manage operating system for the modern way of working. The key benefits of Chrome OS are simple cloud-based device management, built-in security, and remote access anywhere, affordable, and now with Chrome OS Flex, even more hardware available. For the security, Google reported 0 ransomware attacks on Chrome OS ever. And so there is no need for third-party antivirus software as it's all built in. And 24% fewer security breaches than any other operating system. So with this project, you will need a kiosk and signers upgrade. This will give you security and management of all your Chrome OS kiosks and signage devices. Remember, you can manage and monitor these from anywhere, as it is all cloud-based, with over 500 policies to manage. Before I hand you back to Sodaclick, I will quickly go through the admin console and show you step by step on how to set up.
People should see here, so this is just our test domain that we use in-house. In here, so first of all, you'll have your top level domain, which is obviously right at the top, which is your like parent one, as we call it. And down here, you always have your organization units, which are basically sets of folders for like locations or different policies you want to set. So we'll use JC training, and here you see I've already got the Chrome OS organization unit. So what you obviously do here from your parent one, you just click on the add, and you can put label it as anything. So I put signage, and that would generate another structure as signage there. Again, you can be very thorough with this, so you can signage and then put in a different company. If you've got different companies, so just a random company that we've got here. And again, if I wanted another company, because obviously I don't want different signages, we can just copy and paste a company there. So we have two different companies, have two different signages, and again, you can go further into that, so you can do by location, which we'll put Ipswich because that's where we're from. And again, from there, you have your partner, basically like a family tree. You have your top levels and you granulate it down to your family tree that way.
So it dives in deep into the whole tree, essentially.
The whole tree, yeah. So whatever's on this OU here, under the signage, you break it down to one underneath will get it unless you turn it off. It's a bit like you're inheriting, like you would with your family. With the process, our wraparound care with obviously the whole package is obviously set this up for you. Also, you need a role account. What I mean by a role account is an account that would automatically assign them devices to your domain and put them in a location. So that is just a basic user. So there's no special privileges you need for that account. Doesn't need to be super admin. So again, what we'll do here is where you want that account. So I'll go break it down to Ipswich and then go to add user at the top there. Again, you can name this whatever. So we'll just go enroll and then account. And then the email address would be obviously enroll and then at your domain. With here, obviously, we'll create a password. So this could be GTech 157. And obviously add user. So that user is now created. Let me just refresh the screen so it picks the user up. Go down to my Ipswich OU. Again, you see the users there. So I'm not giving it no super admin permissions. It's just a brand new user. To make it an enrolled account, you would have to go into the settings and give that OU the permissions to enroll. So it's whatever users in that OU has permissions to enroll, which again, you go down to devices and devices, Chrome, and then settings. Just wait for this load. Again, you select your correct organization. So we have the Ipswich one. And a little tip here, because there's over 500 policies that you could set for them, there's a search function at the top. So we want enroll. Again, we want this top one here. And we want to place Chrome device in user organization, which keeps it in that one. So who that user is in that organization, it keeps the devices where that user is. If you do one for the other ones, it'll be at top level. So if you keep Chrome devices in current location, that's automatically put them at top level, so they'll inherit whatever the top, not what inherits down to your organization, say Ipswich, for example. So we do that. In the console itself, just make sure you press save, because it sometimes kicks you out to obviously verify that you're still in there. So always make sure you click save after anything you've changed. And that's all you've got to do for the enroll account. So when you go into, say, manage device, we'll go on to devices and Chrome devices. And we don't want the devices to go asleep. So we need to change, sorry, on settings, we need to change them devices not to go sleep. So like your phone would, after a certain amount of time, your phone will dim or turn or shut down for obviously your laptops, for example. So again, I've got to make sure I click the right OU, which is under it, which is fine, and go down to device settings. So you have user-based settings and device settings. So again, up the top here, we would want AC kiosk power settings. So we just put power and it should come up. So top one's here. And again here, action on idle. So when your machine idles, this would go to sleep. So you would change it to do nothing. So once it idles, obviously it won't do nothing, won't shut down nothing. The same with these bottom two ones. So dim timeout, obviously like it says there, enter 0 and it will never dim. And for timeout, obviously enter 0 to never timeout. So again, that's a save. Once we go from there, so that is it for device. So now we want to push out the Sodaclick player, for example. So again, from here, we obviously go down to devices, Chrome, apps and extensions. And along the top row here, you have kiosks. So once you click on kiosks, you'll see all the apps that you're pushing out. So again, we need to filter down to the correct organization unit. So at the moment, we've got nothing in there. So to add the Sodaclick player, you need to add by URL, which is this top icon at the bottom. And then I will copy and paste the URL in. And save it. Obviously, accept the T's and C's, or agree to the T's and C's. And once it's all loaded, so on the stop here, it's now installed. But what we want to do is when you turn on the device, we don't want it to come up to get someone to sign in. We want it to push the application out straight away. There's no interfering with humans in there. So at the top here, you've got auto launch app, and it's the Sodaclick one. Again, at the top corner here, you have save. So obviously make sure you save them once. And that basically will push when the device is in that OU, that will push that player. So as soon as you turn it on, it'll push that player out. Yeah. With that, obviously you want some settings down the side here for the Sodaclick app. So you need to allow app to manage power. And that's just a slide toggle and go across. And if you have multiple screens from one device, you would need to unify desktop. So your canvas is across multiple screens. So you have two screens, your canvas is obviously the whole two screens put together. So you need to enable the unified desktop. So if you just toggle that switch on again. And then the last one you would need is this enable splash screen bailout. Basically what it is, when the app is being pushed, first thing when the machine comes on, you can bail that out and stop it. So you can stop halfway through. That is to diagnose a fault or add new Wi-Fi details in. If you have to, you can stop it, because once it's in the app, you obviously can't go out. But if you turn it off and on again kind of thing, you can bail it out so it doesn't push the app and you get to your normal login screen. So that's basically it. That's the wraparound care. So GTech comes the whole wrap all around. So that's doing the admin console for you, doing all the white glove service. So we'll enroll the devices for you. So literally when you get it, it's just ready to go. Works from like out the tin.
Perfect. Great, Jason. Thanks for that amazing run through of the Chrome OS admin console. Hopefully, it gives you guys an in-depth view of the power of Chrome OS and all the features and settings that they provide. So we'll go back to our screen again. There we go. Cool. So why Sodaclick? Right. That's a great question. Few things. It's easy to use, so it's been built from the grounds up to be super user friendly. Not much learning involved. It's a cloud-based creative platform, so you can create absolutely anything you want to create and push it to your screens. Real-time content updates, which is cool because let's say you have a price change or an image change, or you want to change a whole slide within about 5 minutes of updating that piece of content, you have your new content up and running. It's all running on secure 4K HTML5 URLs. We have a auto-translate feature, so it's about 200 languages that you can auto-translate any text that you've written. And you have fine control, and you can make all your pieces of content on brand. We have an asset manager, and you can upload all your assets there. So it's a drag and drop editor, essentially. We offer like I said, user-friendly design platform. You can start from scratch, or you can start from any of the thousands of agency-grade templates that we have, which are updating on a weekly basis. And with these templates, they're fully customizable as well. So we have 2 editors, a quick editor, which allows you to hide and show text and also replace text without going into the full editor, which allows you to edit things as a drag and drop editor, essentially. So the template gallery is a really powerful platform where you can go through and choose from long and wide aspect ratios, all 4K 16:9 and 9:16 ratios, but also lots of categories as well. So the customer journey for the COLA bundle is quite simple, right? So within 2 minutes, you can actually just set it up. So I'll actually go through the whole process so you guys understand it. But essentially, we sign up, we create, right? We sync we pair the screen, and we push the content. Super simple. So that's just a brief snapshot of the template gallery. And one thing that we have, which is really cool, is the Sodaclick COLA app gallery, right? So we have lots of apps that you can, add YouTube videos, add weather, add Lottie files, and you can make these all on brand. So change the fonts, colors, sizing, and stuff like that, which is very powerful to enable and enhance dynamic elements into your slides. So multi-user support, you can invite different users with multiple permissions. So we have something called a front desk editor, which limits the user to only update text and pricing and using the quick edit feature, essentially. So there's multiple layers that you can add. You can add a full admin, you can add a front desk. We'll run through those roles once we're on the platform as well. But it's really powerful to make sure that when I assign someone, they're not doing stuff that I wouldn't want them to do. Scheduling content. So this is part of the CMS, part of the COLA platform. So we have basic scheduling features where you can schedule content to come in. Let's say you have a promotion, it can come in for a week and then just disappear after that. We can set recurrence. So if you have, let's say, a lunch menu, you want it always every day to show let's say from 12 till 3, and then you have a breakfast menu that you want to show from opening time to, let's say, 12 o'clock. So we can do that on days of the week and also time. And we'll go through next. So this is just, remote manageability from Chrome OS. You can post a screen within seconds, create projects, change content on the go, and it's a very simple to use CMS, essentially. So obviously we're providing all the training, and we can essentially empower your clients with value, offer technical support. We're constantly innovating with our platform. So Sodaclick being an AI company, we always incorporate AI into all of our products and services. So we're always innovating and updating our products and services to make sure that our customers get the best of the best always. Some of the customers that we've worked with, likes of KFC, Burger King, Costa, Disney, that use essentially the Sodaclick COLA platform. So before we run through the case studies, I'm going to run through the platform. So as soon as you open the box, you're going to plug in your player, right? That player will show up on the screen with a 6-digit license parent code, right? But before that, we're going to sign up, because in the box, you get a little leaflet with a license key. So that enables us to sign in, right? So I'm just going to put my name. And then we're going to use let's also generate the password. Yep. And then I'm going to take a license that I already generated, incorporate in there, right? Gonna accept the end user agreement, and then we're gonna create the account. Once we've created the account, we're going to be here, right? This is the platform. We've just entered into the platform. So from here, we can create a new slide from scratch, or we can explore the template gallery. So we're going to explore the template gallery. As you can see, we have a lot of animated and static templates to choose from, right? So we have food, for instance. If we want to go for food, we can do a lot of things here, right? Before we do that, we're actually going to pair the screen, just so we make sure that everything's paired. So we'll go up here, and then we're going to click on licenses. So we can see here that we have a license, it's available. We can add that to a screen that we can create. So we can go down to screens here. You can see there's no screens available. Click on add new. From here, we'll select the license, the one that we just added. And then I'm going to open a new window. So this is what you'll actually see, right? This is what you'll see on the screen. So what we need to do is we need to take that code, we need to come back to the platform, input that code in, call it demo screen. We can add tags if we want to, let's say if we have a lot of screens, let's say a store name, you can add a tag so we can filter by tags. Once we've added that, our screen is going to be registered and waiting for content. So we'll go back here and we can see that this screen has been paired and it's online. We're going to leave that for now. We're going to go create some content, right? So we're going to choose a nice piece of content. Let's try some tacos. So we can preview it. If we click the blue circle icon, it will then show us the animation preview, right? As you can see, there's a animation button or there's a static button. So that tells you if it's animated or not. So what we'll do is we can rename it essentially. Tackle slide 1. Okay, start new slide. That'll bring us into the editor, right? So currently the view that we're seeing is the quick editor, right? We can hide, show, we can edit it as we want to, essentially, right? Without actually moving anything here. If we want to edit it even more, we can go in and edit slide, and then we can move anything we want to move, right? So what we'll do is we can change the font of this, change the color maybe. Let's go for something like that. All right. What we can also do is we can play about with the animation, right? So we can see here there's a lot of animations that we can choose from. I want to, there's already bouncing down. So what we can do is we can adjust the timings, 3 seconds, and go 5. And let's see what that shows. There you go. All right. So we can animate absolutely anything, which is very cool. We can add pictures. So this comes from Pexels and Pixabay, all royalty free. If we wanted to, we can search for tacos. Let's see what comes up, right? So we can input picture of a taco if we don't want to use this. And we can essentially delete this one and put our new one in there. What we can do is we can arrange it as well. There we go. We can, it's a drag and drop editor essentially. If we want to add more text, we can write opens as an example. Got a piece of text here, we can add it there. Choose a font. Add some color. Let's make it black. And you can see here, it retains all the colors within the actual slide that we've used. So we've used the thread, we've used this beigey color, and we've used black as well. So that's editing from a template. What we can do is we can click on update. Once we've updated it, it will then show right here as a slide in our gallery, essentially. So I'm going to show you how we can post to one screen, and then we'll go and post to 2 or more, essentially. So we have one here. We'll go up here and we'll click on projects. We'll create a project, and let's call it Taco Screen 1. We'll then add in, we'll go project setup, and then add in our piece of content, apply changes, and then we go. So I'll just zoom in here. As part of the CMS, part of the COLA platform, we have a few settings that we can edit. So we'll click on duration and order. If we have more than one slide, we can then put this on order 2, order 3, and then it will play in the third, essentially third position or 4th position. This will play for 10 seconds. Let's say I want 15 seconds. I'll update, and then we'll show 15 seconds. I can hide if I don't want it to show, and I can show it as well. What I can also do is schedule. So let's say this is a promo. I want it to start tomorrow at midnight and finish 28th at midnight. I can update it, and then it will schedule in. What I will do is I'll take you through recurrence. Recurrence is a very powerful feature. It allows you to show certain pieces of content throughout the day, or selected days, essentially. So we can select all the days if this is a lunch item and put 12 till 3, essentially. So that will play as a lunch content, right? But what I will do is post a screen. I'll select the screen that I used. As soon as I click update, I'll share this tab instead. Instantly load up the content that we asked for. So it should load up. And what we can also do is add another piece of content. We'll find another Mexican one. Let's go for pancakes. These look really good. There we go. They look delicious. So I'm happy with it. I don't want to edit it. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just edit the price. There we go. $8.99. There we go. Click on update. And there we go. Right. Then I can go to projects, add that one, apply, and I want actually this one to show 10 seconds. And I'm gonna do our recurrence and do let's start at midnight and finish it at 12 for breakfast. And then we'll do this one 12 to 3. Oops, sorry, it's 3 a.m. Perfect. So now that's going to run this one as a breakfast and this one as a lunch, and then go to a dinner one, which we don't have. So that's a basic editing of the CMS side. We can add more content if we wanted to. What I'll do now is I will go through the asset manager. So I'll go from the platform. Is we have users, invoices, projects, assets. So we'll go on assets. We can see here this is the one that we already used. But if we wanted to upload a video or upload more more assets, we can go upload. I'm going to add an image right here. You can see it's right there, and I can actually pull that in from the canvas from my asset manager. We can share to users as well. If we have more users, we can share it to them. We can create a folder here. We call it food items. And then we can move the folder. Move. There we go. Now we have a folder for food. Share user, we can view it in a list as well. Thumbnail, and we can also remove assets and click remove, essentially. Then what I'll do is I'll run through users. So here is where we can add multiple users, right? So I'm going to add another support account. I'll click invite. Now they're already in 3, 6. Okay, click invite. And there we go. They show up there. Now we can go through admin role, full editor role, or front desk. By default, it's a front desk, but you can add multiple. You can just go there, and then this uses a full editor. You can also remove the user they're no longer in the organization. Once they accept the email, so they'll receive an email. Once they accept it, this will then show active, and then they can start using the platform based on their user permissions. Screens and devices, we ran through. Licenses, this is an important one. So let's say you buy more licenses. Obviously you don't want just one, you might have more. We can add more licenses. As you can see here at the bottom, we have a navigation bar where you can switch from assets to projects. You don't have to go all the way back to the dashboard to access it. So we can add a license here. If you have multiple licenses, like myself, I'll add, let's say 2. We can add them with a comma, separated by a comma. If we do that, there we go. We can add 2 licenses automatically. You can add more than one, 50, 100, however many licenses that you've requested. So as you can see here, they are available, they're not active. And a feature that we have here called auto assign. If these are off, then any screen that you pair, essentially it won't take a license. You have to manually assign that license to it when you add a screen. So when you're adding screens, no problem. If you want to do a preview on your computer, for instance, you might want auto assign on, so you can actually preview that and it will take a license essentially. So by default they're on, but if you don't want the licenses to be taken by, opening a new tab and doing what we did essentially, then yeah, we can disable auto assign. Right, what else do we have? Yes, we'll create a new slide, and what we'll do is we'll create a screen for 2 screens essentially. So we'll do 40 times 2, so that's 618 by 260. So this is a 4K screen for 2 essentially. You have you can actually, if you see down here, you want to create 916 or 16:9, you don't have dimensions, you can click one or the other, and it will create by default with a starting template. So we start that. As you can see here, we get a full canvas for 2 screens. What we'll then do is I'll open up a new tab. Okay, so back to the platform. What I want to do is I want to add both of these in there as to run side by side. So I'll click the 3 dots, click publish slide. I'll go to Radiant and I'll copy the ID. Right, so this gives us an ID that we can use in our canvas. Go back to my canvas. We'll click on the COLA app gallery, and then we'll click on slides and elements. Once we click that, paste in our slide ID, click add an update, and then there we go. We can then size it up. And then we'll get the other one. We'll go publish slide, Radiant, copy. We'll do the same thing. And there we go. Super fast and super simple. Perfect. I know pancakes and tacos don't really work, but there we go. So that's our canvas essentially. We can click on update. And there we go. I can rename it to pancakes and tacos. Right, so now I'm going to create a new project. Call it to Create that project setup, and then I'll add that one in. Apply changes. And we have that one in there. Now, if we want, we can post this to that screen. It's not going to show because I only have one screen, not two. But essentially, that will then change on the player to show that stretched piece of content, essentially. And now, if we edit anything in these two, it will edit on this, essentially. And we can duplicate it. So if we want, we can copy in. We copy in on this one. We'll then see. We can create a variation of it. So it's duplicated within this folder itself. And we can create a variation. We can then copy to a user, take a slide URL. If you want, we can preview the slide as a preview, just to know what it's going to look like on the screen itself. Last thing I'll show is just creating one from scratch with a predefined size. It's going to take you here. It's a quick tutorial to show you, double click to edit. All of these elements are dynamic, essentially. So it's super powerful. It allows users to come on and quickly edit what they want. This is actually a group. We can ungroup it and edit it, essentially. We have a few things. So let's say we can edit stuff like line height. Do line height. We can make it bold, italic, make them all uppercase or lowercase. We have justification as well. I think that's already centered. There we go. Opacity. Change opacity if you want to do like a fade, then we can do that as well. And then we can animate it. This is probably going to, yeah, there we go. And then if I'm really not happy with that animation, I can edit it and then do there. That's a bit faster now. We have stuff like, so we can clear that and go for a fade in if we wanted to. And there we go, it fades. So there's so many possibilities with animations and how we want to do it as well. We can also preview from here. It'll show us a preview. See, we messed it up, but yeah, there we go. And we'll leave because I don't want to update that one. And there we go. So it's a very simple, easy to use platform with user control, with templates, both dynamic and static, which is very cool. And you can add in your own animations and create your own templates essentially and share it with your users within your organization itself. So that's a brief run through of the platform, where all the features are. And if any point you're stuck or feel like you need help, then we have a chatbot here that you can, powered by AI, you can ask it anything you need, and it will help you, direct you to our support page where you can search just about anything and you'll find some support articles to help you. And if that's not enough, then we have a dedicated support team that can assist as well. And GTech will be first line of support, and any escalations go to Sodaclick. So I'll come back to our.
Sorry, on there as well. You can program the device to do portrait and landscape. So
Sure.
you can do it both ways, but that'd be down to go on devices and then click on the device itself. You can rotate it, just so you're aware. You don't have it all landscape wise.
Yeah, exactly. I just went through landscape because my laptop's landscape, but yeah, portrait. You can flip it in the Sodaclick platform, which I can do real quick. Let me close this 1 second. If I go to devices, screens and devices, if I click here, you can see it's playing some content. If I click on this, we get a few more settings. We can change, remove the content, and then you can see it's not playing anything. We'll go on device settings, and here you can essentially rotate portrait counterclockwise or clockwise, or just go by default. And if your content is portrait, then you can rotate it in Chrome OS as well. That's another way to do it. You can see the size of your screen. So if it's a 4K screen, you can put 4K content. If it's a 1080 screen, then you can put 1080p content. We can program a daily restart at any time throughout the day, and also a device check-in as well. How many every, let's say, minute you want it to check in on the status and all the device settings as well. So, and then we can click update to save anything that we need to. So we have more device control within the Sodaclick COLA platform, or even further control within Chrome OS to control the actual device hardware itself. Cool. So I'll pass over to Sal to run through the case studies, and then we'll go through a Q&A session.
Hi, Jafar. Thank you.
Welcome.
So yes, so case studies are always quite exciting, and on the previous slide you might have just seen some of the brands that are utilizing Sodaclick's digital signage platform. So we've got Costa, we've got Infor, Coca-Cola, Disney, F45. You know, these are just some of the you know, the big names. This is across the world, across the globe. So we do work with other system integrators sort of in the US and in the Middle East as well. We've picked a few just to give you an idea of what's possible with what you can do moving forward. And Jafar, if we can move on to the first one, we've got Under Armour. So for Under Armour, actually, this is again in the US, and they wanted to start off in their flagship store. And what they actually wanted to do was to utilize a digital signage solution that actually allowed them to deploy content on the go and manage it remotely with the live updates. In their stores, actually, they have in-store classes, they've got events going on, and lots of promotions. So they wanted a platform that they could would reflect these in, with the live updates. They have used Sodaclick, and the reason why was they found that actually using Sodaclick, they're actually able to provide a customized solution that allowed them to post their content to the screens and manage it from a single dashboard. Now, that was a big selling feature for them. The fact that they are able to create their content dynamically and for it to be as engaging as their vision is, and that they can update it in real time, means that their customers are actually always informed when they're always engaged looking at the digital signage. They know about the latest offerings and the promotions. And they are able to, their design team are actually able to use the different apps that Jafar has run through within the platform at no extra cost. And they're also able to import their Excel sheets into it and deploy directly into the maintaining their brand fonts and colors, which is obviously really, really important. So they have done really well with that. The fact that it was sort of plug and play, maintaining the on-brand features was, really essential to them, and also that live data connectivity as well. And then once this was rolled out in their flagship store, they actually started to implement it across their stores in the US. So like I said, that was, that's a good example of a, large scale use case with the Sodaclick platform. Another one is Pret, and that's actually here in the UK. So Pret were actually looking for an affordable and scalable solution. I say affordable because actually using the Sodaclick platform and as a bundle with GTech here, although this is, you know, this is just in the UK, it's a really good example of how it is an affordable and scalable solution, and a great way for them to manage all their in-store digital signage across multiple locations. Again, without needing much intervention from graphics design teams. This is actually managed by their Pret's marketing team. And what we were able to do is, or you know, once they've got their templates, they're actually just able to go in and use the quick edit features to
Change
make
boxes or you know, text essentially.
exactly.
And because that's their main thing, before they would just load up videos on USB sticks and go in and plug them in to update them, because they had no way to remotely update. But with Sodaclick now, it's all dynamic. They can just update the prices or the messaging that they want, and then yeah, it's updated within a few minutes. So it really saves them time, and it enables Pret as a brand to constantly push out promotions, which are always relevant to Pret, because that's what Pret does, and it's scalable. So multi-location, a chain like Pret, it's scalable within their ecosystem of digital signage.
It's actually kept their window displays looking quite fresh as well. I really do like the Pret's designs. They're quite cool. So yeah, it's actually kept it really fresh, and actually they are rolling out more and more as well. So you know, that's a great use case there. And then the last one that we picked was actually, it's a restaurant in London, and this is quite unique and quite fun actually. So what they have is they got a video wall, and what they wanted to do was to create memorable experiences for customers. So customers celebrating special occasions like birthdays or anniversaries, they actually wanted to really personalize the experience for their visitors. So you could essentially call up when you're making a booking, say, oh, I've got you know, I'm here to celebrate my daughter's birthday. Can we have a message up on the wall? And it's possible, and that's what they've done. So what they did was they wanted to keep it as easy and as simple as possible, as essentially for their staff. They didn't want to need a dedicated person to do this, you know, all day long. In restaurants, they've got enough work to do. Using Sodaclick's front desk mode and quick edit features means that the person taking the booking, and they actually do have a front of desk person at the restaurant who does sort of welcome guests in. They, even if you haven't called on the phone to book in advance, if they've got spaces and they're welcoming in, you can actually do that there and then. They just log in into the dashboard, enter the occasion, and there's some selected templates. So they've got a couple of templates for birthdays, a couple of templates for Valentine's Day and anniversaries, you know, a couple of templates for congratulations, and they'll personalize it. They'll change the name, the date, the occasion, and it's really easy without messing up the template. So the existing template with that front desk mode means that the member of staff doesn't need to have any technical or graphical skills at all. They literally go into front desk mode, just change those simple details and upload it, and they can also schedule it as well. So if the visitor says, let's say it's a surprise event, and the guests have arrived, they're waiting for the you know, their friend to come in, and they'll be arriving 15 minutes later, but they want it to display on the wall, oh, happy birthday, Jackie, or, you know, Emma or whatever, then they can schedule it to come on at that right time. So these are really cool features that actually give businesses more creativity. One thing that was actually really good with this restaurant was that they noticed that with the advancements of everyone using social media, everyone was like recording and sharing this on TikTok and Instagram. So it was actually driving them more business because of their hyper personalization and making it a fun place for people to come in. And it doesn't cost them anything. They don't charge you anything for doing this, but it's actually driving them business for a very, cost efficient way of doing things.
And then creating experience for the customers. So they're all about experiences, this restaurant.